Hey everyone, it's Rob Golfi here with REMAX, the Golfi team, and I've got Conrad Zerini here from REMAX Escarpment and REMAX Niagara, and Brian Hogbin right here with Mission 35 Mortgages, and we're going to talk about what's happening in real estate this week. Now, there was an article in the paper that just came out, and it says, are we on the road to recovery for the real estate market in Canada or even Ontario? So, guys, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, the last 2 months, like October and November, we saw incredible sales, like a big jump in sales, and we're seeing appointments. Appointments may be down, but I'm telling you, people are pulling the trigger much faster now. So, 150 listings, 250 sales. And we've never seen that in the entire history of the company. So yeah, there is some momentum absolutely building, and we're going to hopefully see something happen in the next little while with maybe the prime minister might leave and more. let's not get bullet. Yeah. Hopefully he takes a walk in the snow like his dad did, and because I think everybody's waiting for that. It's so interesting. The markets already knew things were going on. So when the Minister of Finance resigned, it didn't affect Canadian markets. But I think over time, I think there's a thing, the psyche of the Canadian buyer and that kind of thing, that I think we need this optimism, just like they have in the US, like after the US election. So I think that's the only piece missing to get people really, really off their butts.
I think, dude, we talked about this forever about the renewals. Well, guess what? When you're sitting at a 2% rate and you got 12 months or 18 months to maturity, you're not thinking about moving because you're sticking with your rate.
Yeah.
Now that all those mortgages are renewing, guess what? Now it's a conversation to say, well, if I'm going to pay 4% anyways, you want to move, honey?
Yeah.
You want to move? Because now all those people are going to be back in the market in the next 12 months too.
Well, we're getting a lot now. We're starting to get more activity on some of our listings right now that have been sitting.
Yeah.
Like we listed maybe 2 months ago, and then, and the clients are a little frustrated. And I said to him, we're not going to reduce it because you're priced right. But he realizes that we're starting to get more showings now than we did in the first month that we had it listed. So that tells me that, and I said to him, just hang in there. You need just hang in there. You're going to get the offer. You're priced right. Like even if we reduce it another, let's say 20, 30 grand, it still makes it. Markets change every week, but I told him that he will sell it. And pricing is a key factor too.
100%.
Well, remember last year in 2023, in the last 4 months, last quarter, or even last half. I mean, the market was dormant.
Yes.
That was brutal.
Oh, terrible. It was crickets. And I thought, was it going to go into the Q1 of 2024? But it's a mindset of the Canadian consumer. But the other thing too is that dollar, where there's going to be a lot of soul searching, where are we going to spend our money in 2025? And, I don't know if travel is going to be as big. I don't know if you saw the Canadian dollar to the US, it hit below 70 cents. So you're going to see people, and I don't want to use the word cocooning, but I think they're going to definitely start to use their home like a vacation spot, the staycays. You might see pools come back, people doing pools and landscaping. And now they're saying, hey, why don't we get something bigger and enjoy our home? Because we're going to be kind of hunkering down in our homes for the next little while, because that travel and even restaurants, the inflation on restaurants is super high. So I think to me, it's going to be soul searching. Where are we spending our money in 2025? Should we put some more money aside? Their savings are up, and maybe they say to themselves, let's forfeit the vacation. Let's plan a move and move to something bigger and have a resort style home and really have a real homestead. I think that's where I think the demand and the direction it's going to go in 2025.
You're selling me on that.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
So the thing I find that some people are saying, so we've had some clients say, hey, listen, why don't I take the house off the market? Let's say it's priced at 800,000 and let's put it in the spring market for $1 million. It's not going to happen. No, it's 800,000. It's priced right now. It's just markets change week by week. So if you're thinking that the spring market is going to bring you $100,000, $200,000 more, it's not. I truly feel that we're going to experience maybe not as long as the 90s, where the market didn't change for almost 9 years.
Yes.
Flatline.
You're right. Yeah.
I think we'll flatline for maybe through 2025. It's going to go up 3, down 5, up 3, up 5.
Absolutely.
It's just going to bounce around the same.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
In 2025, and then once. And I think 2026, 27, that's when we're going to start seeing the growth again. We're in a faster rate market than we were in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything just moves faster.
Yep.
And
and I think too on that point, everything moves faster, but not as fast as people hope. Like we got to remember, we just started cutting rates. Mortgage rules came out 10 seconds ago.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like it was just earlier this week, and every time a new mortgage rule comes into play, it takes 2 to 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
And people be like, this is how it affects me.
Yeah.
Right. But like everybody waits to see unintended consequences. So I think we will see that.
And some of the wind out of the sails of, with immigration, that old thing we used to say, oh my God, we're safe in Canada, homes will increase. There's immigration like crazy. They're cutting back on immigration. They're cutting back on students. I don't know if you followed it, but Ford just announced no non-Canadian in medical schools and law schools. Yes. No, yes. And that's what they're, because it's 18% now. Now they're talking about 5% for the rest of Canada. 95% have to be from Ontario. So
it's perfect because we'll keep these guys.
Exactly.
We're taking our education and leaving, and we're screwing our own people that live here in this country that want to get a law degree. Like it's so hard to get accepted in these universities.
Yeah. So you're going to lose that. You're going to lose that 17% that do buy or rent. Yeah. So that's going to have an effect on the market. So that's why what you're saying is it's going to be this 3% up, down, that kind of thing. It's going to be very stable for the next couple of years in terms of that, because they took a lot of that buying energy out of the system and that demand side.
What else do you think is going to happen in 2025? Like Trudeau, he takes out the taxes for food and things. Like now he's going to put that back on. Do you think he's just going to take it out, add it back onto the restaurants, not the grocery stores? Like, I mean, people need the help. They need the help. Like, why give us something and then take it away? Like, do you think they're gonna eliminate it completely?
I think so, probably. Yeah, they have to. Yeah, I think so. Don't you think? Look, Brian can speak to this, and I was speaking to one of your people the other day about people are now refinancing again.
Yeah.
Yes, refinancing and consolidating debt. And I asked, so what was? And there were some people with credit card debt and whatever. What's on their credit card debt? And it was gas and food.
Well,
so.
Is that still
expensive.
When inflation goes up by 2% or down to 1%, it's still more than what it was last year.
Yeah.
Like just because inflation is decreasing, you're still spending more money. It's just going up at a lower rate.
And I think you're going to see this tax break happening, okay? Because I think they got to look at HST and GST and maybe bring it back a couple points or a point. I think they got to look at development charges. Everything's going to be on the table now because affordability is, they can do everything they want. $1.5 million insured mortgage, 30-year AMs, 40-year AMs, whatever. It's still an affordability piece. And there's so much taxes on new construction. And without new construction, people don't move and it doesn't help the whole system. So I think you're going to see a tax holiday on HST, GST, or whatever the harmonized tax. I think you're going to probably see development charges, all that kind of stuff that's going to change, or else we're not going to see this thing. We're going to sputter along.
We're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah.
People are going to be in big trouble. Even though the interest rates are down, people are still nothing's going to get built.
Yeah. They should have done the 2-month holiday. They should have reduced it by 1%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Across the board. And he would have bought so much favor with people if he would have done that. This was so much shenanigans and the business have to change their systems for 2 months. It's crazy. I know some people,
can't even figure it out.
No. And they're going to get penalized.
Let's say if they do bring it back, they got to go back and have the guys reprogram it.
Oh yeah. And CRA is going to be all over them. They're going to have audits. Yeah. That's the other problem. These companies are going to have audits. And CRA is going to say, hey, you screwed up. You owe us more money. It's just going to be chaos. He should have done across the board, that kind of thing. It should have been, it would have been much, much better. Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. So, Canada Post is back.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting time.
Here's a funny story. So my magazine that goes out. So 3 days before they were going to go on strike, I had to make a decision whether to print or not. Do it.
Oh, really? So there's a warehouse full of them, right? No, kidding.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, okay. And I, I'm that guy that would take the risk.
Yeah, I love you. Yeah.
And I went based on, Canada Post in the last 20, 25 years, 1 week. Strike.
Yeah. You did. Hey, yeah.
And they freaking went four weeks. So thank God my November, December issue is starting to come out probably in the next couple of days.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good.
So there might
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm not printing January.
Yeah.
Because this is.
Yeah, it'll overlap. Yeah.
On the cover, it says November, December.
Oh, perfect. So you're still in time. But you bring up a good point. Like you could all the analysis. Like this is the other thing I find about the real estate market. When you look at the past markets and all that kind of stuff, you look at the strike. Yeah. It's never done that. Like and. Brian, you've talked about interest rates between overnight rate and long-term rates and all that stuff. There is no effing pattern. Like you need a team of experts and you really got to look at the numbers, really analyze just all the numbers because, and it's so compressed. The market moves 2 weeks, it moves and then it comes back again. And there's so much going on in the bond market right now. Like we're still seeing bonds still quite high and that affects long-term rates, so no, you can't. Yep. But inventories are high now, so now's the time to go. Now's the time you got some negotiation, some wiggle room.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to go. Yep.
Pricing of the market went down December, January, and then it just started kicking back up.
Yep.
But, I think the same thing's going to happen.
Completely.
So if you're looking at Burlington, I would try to find that house right now.
Yes.
And get that house and then even close on it. You can close on that in 3 months and that house value will be worth probably $100,000.
Oh, no question.
Closing date.
I think anything on the ground, and we've said it a couple of times in the last couple, anything on the ground, like stick construction right now, single detached, even these kind of super townhouses that they're building, it's where it's going to be where the growth is going to be. And I think you see the micro condos, and you were saying what's going to happen next year. What's not going to happen is micro condos are going to have a long time before they come back. The value, because people are just not looking for that right now.
Do you think builders will get the incentives to build the towns and the single family homes again, or do you think that's going to be gone for good?
What the
to use to build a single family home or a townhouse right now? That's why everybody built the big condos and the high rises because you get more for the land.
But yeah,
right. Yeah. But do you think?
But the super town, no, you know what though? They're itching to build. Like it's funny. I talk to these builders all the time. They are itching to build right now. They want to do something. They can't just. Yeah, they're builders. So they're finding this movement in these super towns. So it's a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? Double, yeah, but it's a bigger townhouse. So instead of a detached on a detached lot, it's in a townhouse and units, bigger windows. So they're going in towards that type of thing. And people are getting, they're getting the big en-suites, they're getting the walk-in closets. So they found that sector and those are doing well right now. So I think it's going to start with that and then it'll move. I don't know if you'll see single detached, but you're going to see very creative town. Well, better use of land, a little tighter. Yeah. That's the thing. Thank you. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. Double car garage. Well, double car garage towns. There was one in Millcroft that went 300,000 over list about a month ago. So there's a huge demand for that. If the builders can get the gap right and get the pricing right, you'll see, and there's some nice little sites, you'll see some movement there.
30 years ago, townhouses were kind of
I know.
a step down.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But now they're becoming part of every day. Like it's
So all those, and that's again, I'll predict for next year, all those stigmas. Renting is not going to be a dirty word anymore. I think people are going to say, I'm going to invest my money in rent. It's the smart way to do things. The townhouse, I'm going to get that big house feel, but not a single detached price. So you're going to see that kind of thing happening. I think that's where you're going to see movement and some creativity in terms of the consumers and hopefully the builders and everybody else follows suit. Right.
So, guys, holiday season.
Yeah.
Anybody heading any trips anywhere?
Brian, he's a real estate mogul all over North America. Yeah, he's going to all his houses.
Everywhere.
He's got a
Friday. So
no. Oh, nice.
We're just gonna let everybody biggie size it because the dollar sucks so bad.
Oh yeah. That's an interesting thing too. When you see the dollar today, I'm almost thinking that a lot of Canadians might cash out, and there's been a strategy. That's an interesting strategy too going forward. Cash out now with the differential. When the dollar comes back, then go back into the market. So that's another strategy I'm hearing about Florida, and if you're buying in the U.S. So that's something going to happen in the next couple of years. So cool. You know what? No, I'm sticking around. I'm hosting and stuff like that. No, I'm not. No, I just came back from a couple things. I'm going to enjoy, I'm going to cocoon in my house. I'm going to cocoon in my house. So that's it.
Taking it easy. I got some trips planned next year. I got a meeting, some guy that's helping us. I can't believe it. Met this one guy's from Colombia, and I'm actually going to fly out and see him in January.
Oh, amazing. Wow.
And this guy knows about, like, he rebuilt one website that we had in one weekend.
Oh, wow.
We were struggling with our co-workspace
Mm-hmm.
website.
Yeah.
And, but yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
So, and this guy is a young kid, but freaking brilliant. And another guy introduced me to him.
Oh, amazing.
And,
Good stuff.
So sometimes when you see somebody and he's done work for us, I'm like, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and he's analyzing our other stuff sometimes because we don't know. Like
Yeah.
you're a tech person. You understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we made our mistakes too, though. Yeah. When you have somebody like that, you build a great relationship with them, right? Yeah.
So
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just on that note, we're launching the first AI searched website in Canada that you'll be able to, and it's not up yet, it'll be up in a couple of days, that you'll be able to say, I want a house with a white kitchen backing onto green space for $1 million in Burlington. Let's say. Yeah. So we're launching that. We're the first people to do it. I think Vancouver's doing it next year. The board of Vancouver, but we're the first website in Canada to do AI searched, and it's remarkable. We've tested it out. It's remarkable. Yeah. So it's all, you want it, you tell it, you want it, and we'll find it for you. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. That's awesome. Mine says Sir Conrad on it. Yeah. You have to have something. You got to feel good, right? You got to make it feel good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
So happening in real estate this week. Take care.